What is more important to you? Eating burgers, staying up late, going to the bar with your buddies, or becoming a world champion? Today, I'm going to share with you some of the key aspects in my life and within my personality that have helped me become a world champion. So by request, I'm filming a video today on what I believe has set me and other world champions apart from others who haven't shared the same success in the ring or the cage as us. Now, there's so many things that can play a part in you becoming a world champion, and I'm not even gonna bother getting into things like genetics, your natural athletic ability. What I wanna focus on are the things that you can change and that will help you become a world champion. And we're gonna start today by talking about dedication. You have to be at the gym day after day, month after month, year after year. To be the best version of yourself, you have to commit fully to it, and you have to make sure that you're putting in that time. And when you do put in the time and you are there day in and day out, great things can happen. I've dedicated pretty much all of my life to martial arts. Granted, I didn't really start focusing 100% on it until I was about 12 years old, but we have all the way from 12 to 34 now, where I've basically been at the gym 6 days a week, always putting in that time, always making that effort to be committed and dedicated to the sport. That just in itself is gonna make a world of difference compared to those people who don't show up and put in the time and the dedication it takes to become that champion. Resilience. I want to talk about that and how it compares to persistence, which you hear a lot of people talking about. You need to be persistent in your dream. Persistence is great. You're pushing forward, you're making headway, but to me, resilience is more important because you are pushing forward, but you're pushing through hurdles. And what I mean by that is sometimes it's hard to keep pushing forward when you're dealing with a bad week of training or you just had a loss. With resilience, you have to learn to overcome obstacles. You're not going to have great training sessions all the time. You're not going to be winning every fight. You're not going to get the best of every sparring session. There's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, and then ups and downs. And if you, every time you go down, decide, oh, this is too hard, I can't do it, well, you're not going to make it very far. Resilience up here, that focus on that goal and not to be dissuaded, is going to be so key, and it's something that I've had my whole career. That drive, that when I face a loss, when I stumble in sparring, or I have an injury, or anything holds me up, I push through and I keep on trucking forward. I've seen so many people I've trained with crumble in the early stages of adversity. But those who are going to become champion like myself, those who keep trucking forward, keep pushing forward, are going to get to their goal. Sacrifice. What would you not sacrifice to become a world champion? I can't think of much, honestly. My whole life, I've chosen to forgo parties. I've turned down so much amazing food, either because it's not the time for me to be eating because of weight cutting or diets, or just because I know it's not the food that my body needs to perform at its highest level. And in my teenage years, I even sacrificed dating. It was more important for me to focus on that goal and become world champion than it was to date somebody. Even now, when a fight camp starts, I cut out things I like, so I still have that element of sacrifice, and I still have that little edge, which I always had in the early stages of my career. Sacrifice, it's not a hindrance, it's actually an advantage if you use it right. And I love sacrificing things now to pursue my dream of becoming a 7-time world champion. 6 is good, 7's better, 8 would be even better. Always creeping up, always getting a little better, little better, little better. I don't care what I have to sacrifice for that. Love. How much do you love your sport? I love my sport, the activity, the element of it all so much. And I think that gives me a real edge over my competitors. I love the training, I love the sweating, I love the burn in the legs when I'm doing my sprints. If you don't love it, how are you gonna put all your soul into it? If you can find a sport that you really love, I think that gives you an edge. If you don't like grappling and you completely love striking, maybe MMA is not the way for you to go. Find a fight sport that you're passionate about and pursue that path. Support. Having the right people around you has helped me so much and has made a world of difference in my career. I've had so many amazing friends and training partners who show up to class and make sure that I'm the guy who has all the focus around them. They'll gauntlet me or Shark Tank me, if you're more familiar with that phrase. They'll hold pads for me, they'll make sure that I am the focus of class. I have buddies who have shown up for over a decade to hold pads for me when I have a fight coming. Just amazing friends who really help me. That is such a benefit. I've had my family support me in so many ways. My father was emailing, making calls, trying to get me into the big promotions. He was putting on fight cards for me, bringing in some of the best amateurs from around the world. I have my brother who's been training with me since we were little kids and now is my cornerman. He's been all over the world with me. I have my other brother who's a boxer who comes in and spars and holds pads for me. The support I get from my family is unparalleled, and if you can find that support from your family or friends, that is fantastic. And finally, find a partner who believes in you. My wife has been there for 7 years now, supporting my career, pushing me to challenge myself, letting me know that I'm capable of anything I want to achieve. You want to have that. You want to have a whole support network that is pushing you up and knowing and reminding you that you can be exactly what you put your mind to. That is amazing, and it's something that's an element within my career that I am so grateful for, and maybe some other people don't have. But if you don't have that, search for the right people, and I'll do a full episode in the future on how to find those people and who you should be connecting with. A final personality trait I believe that has really helped me succeed in my career and has probably helped a lot of other champions is a personal lack of compromise. Now that makes me sound like a little bit of a jerk probably, but I've actually had a couple therapists, naturopaths, who have told me that I need to put my career first. That's how focused you need to be if you want to be a world champion. Put your career first, and much to the dismay of my wife, I often do. I've turned down trips with her, missed events with her, even missed out on lunch and dinner things because I need to go home and nap in between training sessions. But that's what it takes, I think, to be a world champion. You have to put yourself first and make sure you're doing everything that you need to do to make sure you're ready for that next training session, that next fight, those big steps that lead you up the road to becoming that world champion. I've been told ever since I was really young by my mom that I am so stubborn. When I set my mind to something, there is no way I'm gonna break, no way I'm gonna crack on it. And some people think that's my worst trait. I think it's probably my best trait, because you can tell me all you want that I won't be a world champion, that I can't accomplish this, that I can't do that, and I'll go, no. I can do whatever I want, just watch me. And that also helped me in the early stages of my career, because people would try to crack me to drink, try to get me to smoke, and I just go, you know what, the harder you push me to do this, the more I'm gonna show you that I don't have to do it. Or vice versa. If somebody told me, you know what, Gabriel, you're a Canadian, you can't become a world champion training in Canada, you need to go over to Holland or Thailand to train, I went, you know what, no. Watch me, I'll do it. I'll stay, I'll train in Canada. I'll use my own support network of my brother, my friends, and I will become a world champion. Being stubborn and having a lack of compromise sometimes pays off. All right, guys, if you want me to speak in more detail about any of those topics I covered today, make sure you let me know in the comments below. I love talking about this stuff because interviewers don't usually ask you about it. They ask you about your fight camp, they ask you how training went, they ask you how you're feeling, but nothing really behind the scenes, nothing that's really shaped you throughout the years. So again, you guys let me know, tell me what you want me to talk about. I'll make sure I get to it in a future video. And remember guys, as always, train hard, and I'll see you back here again soon.